Welcome back to the Sanctuary, Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, and the physical range DPS questline. Last episode, we followed one of Shaltafite's lackeys back to the lair, and in doing so, we kind of, I don't know, maybe reached an accord with Ceetol Ja, one of the Mamulja mercenary. I don't know. It's still kind of confusing. A special hello to Terry Teresa, who's watching us on Twitch. How's it going there? I will not deny that it has been very rough. Very, very, very rough. But enough about how my life sucks. Let's get right down to it. First and foremost, we have to spin the wheel of range. We have reset the wheel for these last 3 quests. So, without further ado and further stalling for time, let's spin the wheel and see what job we are working with in this episode. It looks like... Ooh, we're dancer twice in a row. All right, we'll stick with dancer then. Now then. So, now that we've chosen our job, and I don't have to change anything, let's get right down to it with the level 96 quest, The Milk of Mamulja Kindness. Alright, I have something resembling a plan. First, we'll need to track down the members of Shaltafite's gang. Then we'll try convincing them to leave. Considering how terrified most of them were, I'm sure they're eager to free themselves of Shaltafite and his outbursts. With fewer followers, he'll pose less of a threat to the people of Alamigo, and will stand a better chance of taking back the Steelhawk vessel. Of course, we now know Ceetol Ja and some of the other members by sight, so it shouldn't take too long to track them down. Time for another exciting round of Quiz the Locals then? Rest assured, I'm already a step ahead of you. Besides, if your role is to fend off bandits and the like, mine should be to gather information and whatnot. Does that sound fair to you? As it happens, our resistance friend stationed here had some interesting news to share. Apparently, the 2 men posing as merchants that we met before were spotted nearby, engaging in trade and conversing with caravan owners, all to nefarious ends, no doubt. They were last seen in a place called Alagana, so we should head over there right away. One has a beard, and the other has blue eyes. Assuming they haven't changed their disguises, they should be fairly easy to find. We're just going all over creation with this. There they are. Aha! Good work, Chris. Good evening. What can I do for you? You can start by dropping the whole affable merchant act. It's nothing but a front for your real line of work. Ugh, save me, Shaltafite! Is that what you really want? You seemed so scared of him before. Look, we're not here to hurt you. We just want to retrieve the vessel. If you explain what's going on, we might even be able to help you. Why don't you start by telling us your names?
Our names? Come to think of it, not once did Schulterweiss ask us that. It was always, you there, or some undeserved insult instead. I'm Avenel, and this here is Pepin, both born and bred in Uldar. We were struggling to make ends meet until Schulterweiss, claiming to be a merchant, took us under his wing.
Right. He said that he was just like us, exploited and sick of bending over backwards for the rich and powerful. Then he showed us the artifact and told us that it had the power to change the world for the better. With its blessing, you could shrug off the charge of an Aurochs like it was a swift breeze, making you practically invincible.
You can imagine how impressed we were. We did exactly as he instructed. At first, he told us to pretend to be merchants so we could scout out vulnerable caravans. Next thing we knew, we were joining him on raids. We never wanted to hurt anyone, but we owed Schulterweiss for giving us the power to strive for a better life. And when we saw what happened to anyone who spoke up against him, it still makes my blood run cold to think of it.
Schulterweiss mentioned that he's also from Uldar. Assuming he was telling the truth, that is. It seems to me his gang is mostly formed of people from a similar background. But what about Ceetol Ja? He's a mercenary, correct?
Yes, hired by Schulterweiss. He's so skilled that I doubt he even needs the blessing. Normally he keeps to himself, but he once told me about his homeland, an ocean away.
Perhaps it is not unlike my own. Avenel, Pippin, even if you still view us as enemies, we appreciate you telling us the truth.
No, we're the ones who should thank you. You've shown us more kindness than Schulterweiss ever has. There is one other thing, though. Although you know about the crimes we've been party to, could you give us some time to straighten things out? Once it's all over, we'll turn ourselves in. I promise. Of course, we're not the only ones looking to cut ties with Schulterweiss. We'll try to persuade others to leave the gang. Not only that, with us acting as your men on the inside, we can help you take back your treasure. What do you say?
This plan might work. Count us in. We'll tell the resistance soldiers to hold off for now and give you the chance to put things right.
You won't regret it. We'll return to the den and talk to the others. Until next we meet, be careful.
Ceetol Ja? To be honest, that went a lot better than I expected. And although it was fairly obvious from the outset, they confirmed my suspicions about Ceetol Ja traveling here to find work as a mercenary. Do you remember his reaction when we first encountered him? I have a feeling he and I are both from a similar part of Toral, and he was surprised to see someone like me here in Eorzea. Whatever the reason, he's let us go twice now. He may be aiding and abetting a nefarious criminal, but I refuse to believe he's a bad person. I think it's worth talking to him, and for that, we'll need to create an opportunity. The way he spoke about his homeland to Avenel and Pepin means he probably misses it, which gives me an idea. Where I come from, we have a tradition of using incense burners, and if Ceetol Ja's village is anything like mine, that fragrance would remind him of home. Then, just when he's feeling all homesick and vulnerable, we make our move. The incense is The incense itself is made from copal, a type of tree resin. Do you think you could collect some of that while I gather the other ingredients? I actually came up with this idea back in Alagiri and asked our resistance associate where we might find copal. The good news is that there should be some in a place called the Last Forest. The bad news is that the smell attracts all sorts of horrible creatures, so try not to get eaten. Okay. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Well, that wasn't that far. Oh yeah. Good night. Good to be able to use some abilities once in a while. All right, where is she? Oh yeah, all the way over there. Is that copal I smell? Here you go. Oh my, this is quite the find. Once I mix this with the other ingredients, we'll have a batch of traditional incense ready for burning. Unfortunately, the preparation takes a little while, so in the meantime, perhaps you could begin the search for Ceetol Ja. According to the locals, a Mamorja has been seen near the river which runs through Rust Rock. With all the dust swelling about this place, I can imagine he'd want to wash it all off somewhere. I find myself bathing more than usual here, so I can relate. Wait, do I get to see the traditional Mamulja bathing dance? Do we actually get to see it out loud? Finally? Nope, no we don't.
What are you doing here?
Oh, there you are. Here, I have a present for you. It's an incense burner. The metal case is an old one I happen to have with me, but I made the incense from fresh ingredients, including copal that Chris collected. Why not try lighting it? I'm sure the aroma will bring back pleasant memories of home.
There's no need. I'd recognize that smell anywhere. But as much as I long to return home, I'd rather not be reminded of what I left behind. What I might never see again. As things stand, I've no choice but to continue working as Shotelfate's mercenary, no matter what crimes he commits.
But why?
The fare for a ship back to Toral is enough to buy a mansion here in Eorzea. At least, that's what Shuttlefite told me. He said that if I serve him loyally, it'd cover the cost of my journey home.
Hold on a moment. Surely that can't be right. People rich and poor travel from Eorzea to Tuliolal all the time.
Well, since I'm unfamiliar with the local customs for negotiations and such, Shuttlefite offered to speak with the ship's owner in my stead. Compared to the journey from Toral to Eorzea, traveling in the opposite direction is far more perilous due to the weather conditions and so forth. Were it not for Shuttlefite's skill at the bargaining table, the price would have been even higher. Or so he said. I've been played for a fool, haven't I?
That unscrupulous thieving snake in the grass. He won't get away with this. I have an idea. You should come with me to Limsa Lominsa, where I can introduce you to the captain of the merchant ship that brought me here. He's sure to give you passage home for a fair price. To tell the truth, I was rather hoping you'd join us in our cause, but you've already been through enough. Getting you home safe and sound comes first.
I don't know what to say. Thank you for your kind offer, but I have unfinished business here. Though I may have been deceived, that is no excuse for the harm and suffering I have caused. I alone must settle the score with Shuttlefite. Once and for all.
Whenever you're ready, the offer still stands. It's a pity we couldn't join forces, but he's got to do things his own way, I suppose. In any case, let's head back to Alagiri. With all those soldiers around, at least we won't have to worry about bandits, which is more than I can say for this place. Alright, back to Alagiri. Hey, why Alagiri, not Alagana? Weird. You'll know, Kakursha isn't at all like his first impression suggested. He was actually rather sweet, and perhaps a touch naive. Still, we can't blame him for being taken by Shuttlefite's lies. And Kakursha wasn't the only one. I can't bring myself to forgive that treacherous viper. Thanks to him, we've been led a merry dance and still have nothing to show for it. With any luck, our newfound allies Avanel and Pepin will have good news for us before long. The next quest will be the level 88 quest, Alley in the Alley. Oh, Ally in the Alley, my bad. But we're gonna take a quick break. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned for more. If you're watching on YouTube, here are the links. See you in a bit.